So, late season and postseason trail camera tactics. What's up, guys? David and Tyler here for episode 3 of our Table Talk series. And today we are discussing late season and postseason trail camera tactics. So, late season and postseason trail camera tactics, what are you doing?
Personally, I'm keying in on the food sources. You know, it's that time of the year where the food is limited, even their cover is limited. You know, if you get a good heavy snow, it could kind of put that brush down, you know, bury it a little bit, and they might not feel safe in some of them spots where they did feel safe. We key in on, I guess, the corners of the fields, places they can hang out. If your state allows feeding or minerals or anything of that sort, definitely have a camera over that. And honestly, if you have a trail that's, you know, if the snow's on the ground, it's pretty beat down and they kind of got it muddy or tore up a little bit just from traveling it, I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to throw a camera on that. I'd definitely move my cameras around a little bit to accommodate the weather and the time of year.
Yeah, so essentially what you're saying is let the deer tell you where to move your cameras to or whatever it may be. For late season hunting, personally, I'm a firm believer in hunt the gut. Key in on food sources. You know, you got does, younger bucks, I mean maybe even mature bucks bedding closer to food for the late season because obviously the weather's crappier, so they don't want to essentially move that far to get to where they're trying to feed, and all they care about is food and safety. So, you know, I hunt the gut, I move my cameras and reposition them for hunting that way, whether it's over ag fields, food plots, or like how you said, you know, if you can feed minerals, whatever it may be, like Ohio's a bait state, so we can feed, so obviously I have cameras over that. And like you said, let the deer tell you whether it's a worn down trail going to a cut corn field or a beat down trail coming out of a dune bedding area on the south facing slope, which we've talked about previously, but south facing slopes get the most sunlight, so deer tend to really like those for the winter months. So also key in on that. But that's pretty much it. Let your deer tell you where to be and where to hunt and where to, you know, monitor and move your cameras to.
Yeah, I mean, definitely that part of the year where it's cold and frigid out, and you really don't want to be spending hours upon hours them all day sit. So if I can get some intel where I can know that they're coming in maybe an hour before dark, or you know they're coming in after dark and it's not worth going out anymore. I mean,
I know where you're learning.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely use the cameras for that reason. But don't ignore the sign. I mean, they're gonna tell you everything you need to know to save you time, the cold and energy and everything else. Yeah, everything. I mean, you want to keep them toes, cameras, and way to go.
Yeah. Now another thing, you know, talking about trail cameras for the late season and post-season is make sure you chunk out the change for some good batteries. Lithiums, right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely go with lithiums. They're gonna help your cameras because another thing is it doesn't matter if you run a wild game or Exodus. You know, when I'm talking about price point wise, you know, if you use crappier, cheaper end batteries, the battery acid will break down those cameras and they will be ruined essentially. So be sure to key in on that.
If you get a regular battery, you know, double A from Energizer.
Yeah.
You know, they say that they're like what, a 1.6, I believe. And as soon as you put it in, it goes down to like a 1.5.
Yeah.
And they can't withstand those cool temps, but those lithium batteries, they can withstand that like negative 20, 25, 30 degree temperature. Where, I mean, we just had a pretty frigid winter.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why some of my cameras stopped taking pictures, because the batteries died.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just drained. You don't want your batteries to freeze in your cameras, and then when it gets a little bit warmer, to kind of unthaw and just leak into your camera and ruin it. I mean, you spend that type of money, you might as well spend the extra. I mean, for a camera, I guess that extra $4 or $5 on a battery, just to, you know, protect it.
Help you out in the long run.
Yeah, for sure.
And the other thing, you know, talking about it is, so you use cheaper batteries and they're gonna die faster.
Yeah.
So you might let it go a week and it might get 3 days maybe worth of pictures.
Yeah, especially during the winter months when it's cold.
Yeah, so you have no up-to-date intel. I mean, you know, we don't want to sell cameras yet. We're not we don't chunk out that money yet,
Yeah.
but so
That's
we
okay.
really rely on that on going in. You're taking your human scent, your impact in checking those on a week or bi-weekly basis or a month or whatever it may be. You don't want to go in to see your camera's been dead for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kills your vibe.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. From
So
an
just save yourself that energy of being frustrated and just I
the
guess
headache.
yeah honestly just pay up front that extra cash. Just get the better batteries. I mean, it's better for your camera,
Yeah.
and two, you'll be able to monitor that trail, monitor that field, and still figure out what your deer are doing, or if you have any deer in the area at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, agreed. It's gonna help in the long run. Might as well do it, especially if you're still out there putting your body through the winter months and the winter weather. You obviously still want to feel that tag.
Yeah.
So make it worth it.
I mean, as a hunter, I mean, it's a necessity.
Yeah.
Accessory, it's not necessary, but it is a necessary.
Yeah,
And it helps you out.
Yeah, we're thankful for the technology we have to our advantage now. The old timers, they were strictly boots on the ground, figuring out where the deer were going, and that's again when it comes back to what the deer tell you. Whether it's their trails and their food sources and everything like that. Like another thing I do, I mean, off topic of using trail cameras is, but I mean, not off topic, but something I do, and it might help me tell me where to put a trail camera is, an hour or 30 minutes before dark, I'll drive by a property where I hunt
Yeah.
and see if the deer are out in a certain field or, moving through an area. Because with the foliage down, you can see more.
Yeah.
So that's another tip for you guys. Drive around, stay in a nice little heated car.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely when it comes to your trail cameras in the late season and post-season months, definitely use the good batteries. They're going to benefit you in the long run, whether you're trying to fill your tag or trying to pick up some antlers,
Yeah.
it's going to benefit you.
Yeah. It'll help you during the hunting season and after. If you're trying to find the deer in your area that are still around or any bucks holding onto their horns. I mean, it'll help you. But I guess the thing you want to, if you guys take anything away from this is, treat your cameras right and they'll treat you right. You scratch their back, they'll scratch yours.
Yeah, essentially. Now, sometimes crazy things happen.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. I mean, there's defaults and everything, even us as humans. But yeah, essentially, the lithiums are worth it.
Yeah.
And then, like we said, let the deer tell you where to be. You got snow on the ground, use that to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
The deer tracks don't disappear when there's snow and it's
Yeah.
frigid temps. So use that sign, and then whether you drive by and do scouting or. I've done everything from observation sits to where I'll sit back, or even just in a corner of a field and see where the deer do come out in the field, so I know where I need to either move to make a move on them to hunt them, or to move a camera to figure out what deer came out in the field and are coming out in the field. Like we touched on, if you're allowed to feed, do it.
Yeah.
Whether it's just a bag of corn, or you can do anything from alfalfa to big time protein blocks, salt blocks, whatever it may be. And then for late season, if you're diehards per se and you switch over to hitting them with the minerals, go for it. You're just really trying to benefit your deer. And then shed season, turkey season, 365, you're back into it all over again.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Late season, post season, spend a little bit more money on the lithiums, let your deer tell you what to do, and load up on hand warmers. Heated hunts makes a good one.
Yeah, they do for sure.
But so that's pretty much it.
So, all right, well, we're gonna sign off here from episode 3 of YBO Table Talks. This is David, and I'm Tyler. Signing off.
Peace.